Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dane's Desk, where I ask my guest each week a different topic about academic advising. Today, my guest is Tim Cox. Hey, Tim, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, Dane? I'm doing really good.
All
And
right,
we're here.
awesome.
We're here.
Yeah, thanks for being on with me here. Yeah, Tim, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I serve as the Associate Dean of Advising and Co-Curricular Programs at Lafayette College in Easton, Pennsylvania. I've been here for almost 2 years, beginning in August. And I have been involved within the CADA for almost 10 years, but nothing in a more like serious role. Most recently, I've started to serve as the R2 communications chair. And so I've been doing a lot of work with our social media platforms and more importantly, kind of highlighting some of the work that many of our advisors are doing in our Promising Practices blog.
Awesome. Yeah, as for the viewers, feel free to reach out to Tim if you're in Region 2. There's some great ways to get involved for the region. So, Tim, our topic today is advising philosophy. Can you talk a little bit about what your philosophy is?
Sure. Yeah. And so I thought about this for quite some time because I believe that advising philosophies are ever changing. So my philosophy, written almost 10 years ago, when I was working as an advisor and then as a student at the K-State Nakata Advising Program, is totally different than what it is now. And I think it's changed based on my roles, but also who I've become as a person. Still, I believe that what I value remains the same in my philosophy. So there's trust, respect, care, compassion, commitment, empowerment, authenticity. And with that said, I think I would say that I advise students using a very individualistic approach with something that I've actually coined myself. I call it the intersubjective relative advising approach, which is kind of my conceptual foundation of where advising stands. I believe that advising is not just about who we are, but who we are at the moment and kind of where we are at the moment and what we need at the moment. And generally with this approach, I kind of do four things. I make sure that I establish a connection with the student. I try to do my best at listening and learning about the context that we're in. I look forward to trying to bridge that connection or sharing our understanding of who we are, what we need, where we are at the moment. And then together as a team, right, we can work together on a recommendation that works for the student. And I think with this, there comes a lot of different approaches within advising that I think can kind of go into this intersubjective relative advising approach, as we mentioned. And so that might bring in ideas and tips and tools from prescriptive advising, developmental advising, narrative advising, appreciative advising, hermeneutic advising. I kind of pull from transition theory, self-authorization theory, challenge and support, all of these different theories that we have, identity development, student development, and sociological theories to kind of bring out this approach in me. And I feel like this approach allows me to communicate my role in advising on all three components, right? Informational, conceptual, and also relational. And I use this approach whether I'm advising students, presenting at a conference, sitting on a committee with colleagues, and with the goal of developing and influencing practices to best serve our students. So it's always kind of in the background for me. And what keeps me going in all of this is knowing that I contribute to my students' academic, professional, and more importantly, their personal development. Commencement is my favorite day of the year. We just celebrated our commencement at Lafayette College this past Sunday. And as rainy and cold as it was such a great occasion. But I recognize, though, that commencement is not the only measure of success for our students. And I think that, again, that allows me, my approach, the intersubjective relative approach, allows me to recognize that success looks differently for each student, different days, different times. And that's what my approach would be.
Tim, that's awesome. I love how your philosophy and approach really incorporates being flexible to the situation and the student. And that's a great piece to highlight for our viewers in terms of their philosophy, right? It's not going to be the same with every student, every situation. It's great to be adaptable and flexible. And I love how you talk about the different approaches that you pull from, as well as, kind of like your core values that you incorporate into working not only with students, but with colleagues and in professional development settings. That's awesome. So I really encourage our viewers here to start thinking about your philosophies. Think about what are your values, what are your approaches. And if you haven't done so already, I also encourage you to start writing down your philosophy. So this has been another episode of Dane's Desk. For the viewers here, please make sure to check out the Adventures in Advising podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and feel free to leave comments below if you like this video or if you want us to talk about other topics. Tim, thanks for being a guest. This was awesome.
Thank you, Dane. Take
All
care.
right.